Hi everyone, my name's Dean Gaskell. This is my fitness journey.
I run this game. I'm in a league of my own. Every word I spit, the microphone wrong. I run this game.
Started when I was 13, so obviously then signed a professional contract about 16 years of age with Wigan, and then played Wigan for a few years. And at the time, Wigan had a lot of very international players, so the chances of getting a start there wasn't obviously the best. So I went to Warrington, signed a professional contract with them in 2002, and then within a year, I started for the first team there, as in my first game for the first team. And then I had a year at Lee when I got injured at Warrington because they were going to renew my contract, but obviously because I was injured they didn't. So I had a year at Lee, and then I played about 5 or 6 years for Widnes after that. What happened at Rugby was every year you get to a point where you'd be playing injured to a point, and then you'd last 10 games or so you'd have injections to play, you'd tape stuff up, so eventually something would give, and then majority of the time you'd have something operation wise at the end of the season. Well, rugby I had about 12 or 13, I've had about 16 now up to now, but rugby I had about 12 to 13. Well, I retired from rugby because I was I was pretty bored. I was bored of it, and obviously I'd done it for a long time. It became started turning into a job instead obviously it was passionate at the first, and then I was getting to a point where I was sick of being injured as well. Obviously, like I said, 13 injuries, 13 operations. So I just wanted to retire. Didn't want to see some of my friends who was playing who were playing to the point where they couldn't walk when they was getting older. So I just retired. I just chose to retire. Well, I've got a friend, Tom Blackledge, who's an MMA coach, and he, when I was playing rugby, we used to go pre-season. We used to train with him sometimes, and then eventually he just kept saying, have a go at this, have a go at this, have a go at MMA. Why are you young? Why are you not too old? So I thought I'll obviously get a job, and then obviously I'll have a go at MMA. Why? I think I retired at 29, which is probably old to start MMA, but obviously not too old, So I was working a few jobs, obviously to fund. I was full time for a bit, and then obviously I wasn't really keen on staying at home all day. Obviously, twiddling my thumbs, because my mind that was races everywhere. So I'd rather be busy. So I chose to get a full time job and obviously do MMA. Full-time jobs was with kids, and then obviously, it was on the doors at the first, and then obviously I was on the doors, and then I did the doors part-time, but then it was with kids, and then I was a labourer on site for a plastering firm. I met a friend on the doors who was a manager for the plastering firm, and then obviously he basically said, once you get done with your labouring duties, obviously, when you get done, pick patching or boarding or plastering, and spend a few hours before you go home practicing that. So that's what I did, and I enjoyed a bit of plastering, bit of patching, so gradually developed it over the years. I retired from rugby with a torn wrist and a torn ankle, but obviously there wasn't the point where they needed operating on. They were obviously torn, so I used to kick and punch with my right hand, and it used to work me sometimes. You'd hit someone with a right hand, and then you'd be like, oh, it hurt you kind of thing, because obviously it was torn. So I ended up getting my ankle reconstructed, and then I ended up getting my wrist reconstructed. I think it was the first 1 year ankle, and then next year wrist, and then after about, I think it was eventually my career was about 8 to 10 years, but obviously there's a lot of injuries in that, and then obviously I chose to retire from that. Venetian-wise, it was kind of in lockdown. I seen a guy. Obviously, I couldn't do anything in lockdown, so obviously I seen a guy on Facebook putting this putty up wall, and then he make it into a mirror, and I'm like, how does he do that? Like, that can't be real. Like, it was like a magic show. I couldn't believe it. So I basically contacted him on Facebook because obviously he could, because he was stuck at home all day. And he did an online course, so I did that. And then obviously just practiced and kept in touch with him. And then promised that obviously I actually go over and learn the actual techniques with him. And that's what I ended up doing eventually. Sometimes I'd drive up, obviously we spoke earlier on, driving up and training sometimes, and things about me, for some reason, I don't know why it is, like I said to you earlier on, that I won't say I like pain, but I like getting punched, or it wakes you up, or I don't know, this excites you, it's like that, wakes you up a bit or whatever have you. So sometimes you just let them get a few in or whatever like that, but then eventually, over the years of obviously, and the rugby combined, you're driving up from training sometimes, you just wake up behind the wheel. And then obviously, so obviously I thought that would make me panic a bit. And then, my father-in-law died around that time as well, so that hit me hard. And then I just remember having memory blanks and I don't know, it's, you think someone was broke kind of thing. You wasn't thinking right, or basically you couldn't put a finger on it. Why you couldn't, obviously I said my father-in-law, but you couldn't really, there's nothing to be depressed about. You had a good family, brilliant wife, kids, but obviously to me it was like, I started thinking is it the head trauma, because obviously I'm waking up behind the wheel driving up and training, or sometimes I've got headaches, I'm forgetting things, or so. Well, I've got a scan tomorrow to find out the extent of it, so that's for one in York. But basically, obviously I've had a 15-year rugby career and then a 10-year MMA career, so that's 25 years of getting your body battered or head pounded a lot. So that's enough for anybody to suffer anything. Obviously my joints are not the best. I'm on a morphine patch, but obviously the head was, basically I tried every tablet going, antidepressants, obviously sometimes people know they make you worse or they don't agree with you. So basically I was that desperate. I didn't want to be around. Mrs. knows, some people know. I didn't want to be here. And then obviously I chose to get in touch with a private doctor. It cost me £1,000. And then obviously it was a consultation online, so over Skype, and I just told him my life story basically, and then they prescribe you what they think can help you, and it's he basically prescribed me an ultra high anxiety tablet because a chemical shifted in my brain from head trauma. That's what he said. But I want to know as well. I want to know scares you a bit. You know what I mean? Because some of my friends have got early signs of dementia, so you want to know how bad is it, or whatever. So obviously tomorrow you should find out what the extent of it is. I got to a point where, you didn't feel like training because of the depression, but then because of the MMA and the rugby, my joints were that bad. You know what I mean? Obviously I'm on a morphine patch now, so obviously I was in a lot of pain training. So obviously I was depressed as well. So them two things combined, didn't feel like training. No, I tried being honest with you, I tried a few people. I tried a famous guy in America, didn't really work out. It was just unrealistic. It was some of the things, some of his diets were cost you an absolute bomb. Obviously sometimes you can't, you know what I mean, fish all day, you can't, it's ridiculous. You can't really, it's not punctual. So I tried a few things, tried a few people, didn't work out, and then basically just went Hail Mary to one of my mates, Dave Finnegan. He was on doors with me, and he's a bodybuilder who's done really well. And I've seen some of his transformations he'd done with people. It's probably not worse as I've been, but obviously they were really good transformations. So I just thought I could trust him, because obviously on the doors you have to trust each other. And then obviously I just thought, I'd contact him. I think I found the perfect sport. I've never enjoyed a sport as much as this. Obviously, like you said, I've done rugby, MMA. I've always enjoyed the contact kind of stuff, but you know, but obviously this probably got in the way of finding bodybuilding, and I've just found bodybuilding, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm built for it. I don't know, I really enjoy it, I'm passionate about it, you know, I love it. Never, people complain when they're lifting weights, you know, they look really moody and stuff. I just enjoy it because every time you lift a weight or I do a stepper or something, I get in better condition. So I've seen what Dave's done to me, and obviously, you know, I'm passionate about health and fitness. I've always been passionate about health and fitness, but it's reignited that doing this, and then obviously I just want to, you know, I was in a bad place, and obviously Dave's helped me, and obviously I want to help people, and I'm just passionate about it in general. So obviously, I know bodybuilding's really hard. It's 24/7. I've learned that in a year. You know what I mean? I've learned it. Probably the hardest sport I've done, and that's saying a lot because MMA is hard, and because it's 24/7, you can't really hard, and it's all year long. So like, again, you can't have a time off. But you know, I want to win every show over 40s eventually. You know what I mean? The posing's really hard. I know it is because I've practiced it, but I've nearly fell over half the times. But you know, so it is hard. But I want to win over every trophy I can at over 40s. You know what I mean? Because I'm over 40. So, and then obviously along with the PTs, obviously PTing, you know, just do really well at that, you know, as well. So, but the goal is, bodybuilding wise, is to win every trophy I can. Obviously, like I said, I'm on tablets. I've been on the tablets since about a year. Since when I was fat. I started them, and then obviously I started to get a bit better. Started the morphine patch, got a bit better again. So I've been on them for about a year and a half. And obviously it's made me a lot better person, and I'm probably normal now. I'm probably like to a point a normal person. You know what I mean? I still have my ups and downs, like everybody. You know what I mean? But before it was terrible, obviously. But now it's like, you know, everybody has good and bad days, but I'm probably normal now, so obviously that's good. It's more about like you said, about what my coach done for me, where like obviously like his passion for, he obviously says to me that, you know, he's made up that obviously like he's made a difference to my family and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's not never. I don't know, I'm not passionate about. I'm not in the money, the Venetian for the money. It was for the finish. It was for like I said to you about like, how did he get that wall like that? You know what I mean? It was for that, but people are not willing to pay, as in for that kind of quality of work, you know, because of the way the country is at the moment. So, like I said, the thing is, the passion is to obviously make a difference to people's lives. If it's through fitness, if it's through, you know, helping them out, if it, you know, like, it can ring me anytime, or, you know, because I've been there, I've been in a bad place, and it's, you know, and people look at me and think, oh, he's dead lucky, he's genetically gifted, but it's not the case. It's like, I've been on my ass, I've been where they are, or you know, been in worse places they've been, or, you know. Yeah, well, Mrs. is obviously first and foremost. Obviously, she's always, whatever I've done, you know what I mean. Rugby, you know, years taken up. I went outdoors, did MMA. She never questioned anything. You know, it's a lot of weekends was always on her own and stuff like that. She never moaned once. Bodybuilding, she's never, you know, she makes all my food and stuff. She never moaned again. So it's like I said, my missus, my parents, obviously they've always supported me. You know, when I first started rugby, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, Tom Blackledge, like the MMA coach, he was one of the first guys to help me out when I was depressed. He was one of the guys, you know, when I was starting again. The Ed Knox, he was one of the first people to come round and stuff. And you know, all my friends, there's too many to name really. You know, like Liam Davis, Scott Mitchell, there's a lot of people to name. Danny Ashcroft, Brad Donovan, the gym owners who we used to train with. You know, there's a lot of people to name. There's that many. You know, there's, like I said, there's just, you know, like yourself for doing this, you know what I mean? Obviously, just because you're really good at it, you know what I mean? There's just too many to name. There's all, you know, like, all people like rugby-wise back in the day, you know what I mean? Like I say, you'd be here for hours at naming them all. Can't wait to get on stage just to see how we're doing and prove a point.
Ain't no one stopping me, ain't no way. Ain't no one stopping me, ain't no way.
Keep up now, get the beat now. Let's go now.
Don't slow down. Keep up now. To the beat now. Let's go now. Don't slow down. Keep up now. To the beat now. Let's go now. Don't slow down. Ain't no one stopping me. Ain't no way. Ain't no one stopping me. Ain't no way. I keep it pumping in the club, the beat is thumping, cause I really got 'em jumping, yeah, you know I'm up to something. And yes, I keep it running to the rhythm, gotta give 'em everything I got, cause I got dreams, gotta live 'em. When I hit 'em with the system and they don't know how to act, cause I rose from the ashes and there ain't no going back. I'm staying on track, every code getting cracked. I'm in the back with a fast stack, racks out the backpack. Everybody wanna ask where all the cash at, already past that, look at where the stats at. If you ain't keeping up, then you getting laughed at. Everybody gotta play this track, gotta blast that. They're like, you really changed since our last chat, you just ain't on my level, no you can't match that. I just wanna keep up with the greatest innovators and everyone who's leveling up like an elevator. I'll see you later. Now, to the beat now, let's go now. Don't slow down, keep up now. To the beat now, let's go now. Don't slow down, keep up now. To the beat now, let's go now. Don't slow down.
What am I saying? I fucking lost it again. I've got brain damage, you know, so I'm just... What did you say? Yeah, well, I'm gonna fuck. So I've got brain damage. Fuck me.
Wait for the next.